the anger towards Trump. There's stuff for Donald Trump that defends his position that he's a victim. In the end, the only big loser, I think, is the American people who, frankly, have had enough of this circus and desperately wants to return to normalcy.
So let's just go a bit more into detail on the conviction last night. 34 counts of falsifying business records. There's still some moving parts, of course, specifically with this case. Firstly, the sentencing. If he's given jail time, does that help or hinder him? What's your view on that?
If he's given jail time, he becomes a martyr. And if he's given jail time, what our focus group respondents said is they're afraid that there'll be protests, riots in the street, that there is real concern that the results of this case could bring a level of violence that we haven't seen ever in American democracy. And second, just the fact that he's been found guilty of 34 felonies is something that we're not used to, and that the public is looking at this, shrugging their shoulders and saying, how the hell did we get here?
Well, that's for sure. The other kind of nuance, I think, on this case is when it goes to appeal, and that obviously might take quite some time. But if it's overturned, what does that? How does that influence how things poll in the U.S.?
If it's overturned, now remember, there are only 7 states. I want to emphasize this. There are only 7 states are in play, and you can write them down. Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, in the industrial states, the 2 southern states, North Carolina and Georgia, and 2 western states, Arizona and Nevada. Only 4% of those 7 states are undecided. So we're looking at the entire election in America determined by less than 1% of the vote. And so we're watching those people with a laser-like focus, and to them, this whole thing is unseemly. They do believe that Donald Trump did something wrong. They don't believe he did something so wrong that he belongs in prison. And frankly, they want to focus on the policies, immigration, inflation, and abortion, rather than focusing on whether Donald Trump paid or did not pay a porn star.
So let's dive into that a little bit, and if we can, flip through not maybe the 7 states, but the 3 groupings. If we do Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, the industrial states before, which obviously he won in 2016, Biden won them back in 2020. What's your assessment of where we stand in the polling in those states at the moment?
The key vote there is union membership. And the fascinating thing for pollsters like me is that the union leadership is about 90% for Donald Trump, but the membership, take out government unions and teachers unions, and Donald Trump is drawn even with Joe Biden among the rank and file union membership. That is a big deal. And that's the reason why Trump is either tied or winning slightly in those 3 states.
And when you look at those polls at the moment, I mean, I know every poll, even the night before election, comes with a pinch of salt. This far out, is it kind of futile us looking so closely at them, or are you getting readings there that do make you think that, you know, it's possible he's going to win those 3 back?
What I don't care about is the national numbers. I've actually stopped looking at them because they don't matter. I'm watching state by state because they do. There are 3 groups that Trump is doing surprisingly well among. Rank and file union members, Hispanics and Latinos, who are factors in all 3 states. They've moved towards Trump. And young black men under age 40 are giving Trump a second look. They like his approach. They like his swagger. And if any of those 3 groups, if 2 of those 3 groups stay with him, that will counter the upper middle class female, 35 to 54, in suburban America, who has shifted away from Donald Trump and towards Joe Biden, frankly, not because Biden is successful, because they're fed up with Trump's attitude and his presentation. The thing that I'm watching is what happens after the first debate. Donald Trump just is rude and abusive. You lose those female voters that Trump needs. And right now they have left him for Joe Biden. However, if he is focused on inflation, immigration, and abortion, those are the only 3 issues that really matter. Those are the